Hey guys, how are you? Chef Wu Can here today. Today I have a special treat for you. I mean, as you can tell from my videos, I try to find the shortcuts. And like the lobster, I use lobster tails instead of the whole lobster. Today, a special treat. If you guys love duck, I'm going to make Peking duck using duck breast. Okay, and it's very, very easy. You go to your local market that has duck breast, you marinate it with soy sauce, Shaoxing wine, and 5-spice powder. That's key. Put it in a container, put the duck breast skin side facing up, and let it marinate. And then flip it over, skin side down, another hour, and then put it back up again with skin side up, and stick it in the refrigerator and allow the skin to dry a little bit. By drying it, will give it a bit more crisper texture. All right, this is fairly easy. The only ingredients you'll need is the duck, the marinade, obviously it's in the marinade, some scallion, fresh scallion with the ends, with the whites on, and a bottle of hoisin sauce. This is the best brand, Lee Gum Gay. All right, I mean, there's lots of varieties. If you go to the Asian market, you don't know what to choose, but Chef Wu is going to tell you to choose Lee Gum Gay. He is the owner of the Lee Gum Gay company, right? And he has excellent sauces, and he covers the spectrum in terms of different flavors. We have a portable griddle stove here, and we may have to pause because it may take a while for the duck to cook, but I'll basically show you how to sear the skin so you let the duck oil render out, right? So you get a crisper texture. And in terms of the puffy pockets that we stick the roast Peking duck in, obviously it's not readily available in stores. Now, I tend to try to improvise, so tortilla. And what we're going to do with the tortilla is a special way, and it's pretty easy, and it'd be delicious, easy to make, spur of the moment. You can do it right away, and most importantly, duck is considered a red meat, so you can have it medium rare. It depends on your preference. Medium rare, medium, well done. For me, I'm used to regular roast duck. I buy those ducks hanging in the store. It's well done. I'm so used to it. It's just delicious, right? It's not tough at all. So I tend to lean towards well done, maybe to medium if worse comes to worse. But if you like it medium rare, you can have it. It's just like red meat, all right? It is considered red meat, and a nice glass of wine is good. And let me see. We have a nice glass of red wine, and I'll get it for you in a second. I have a Cabernet Sauvignon by Coppola, so this would go good with the Peking Duck Breast. All right, so here we go. So watch me and listen to me carefully. All right. You take the duck breast out of the marinade. All right. It's been sitting in the refrigerator for maybe a day or two. And so now we're going to score it. And by scoring it, you're going to allow the duck to render. And so we're going to do it the same way. Fold your fingers in. Lean the knife against your knuckle, away from your knuckle at a 45-degree angle, and go back and forth. Now you have to make sure that your knife is very, very sharp. And let your fingers guide the knife. And so let's give it a nice design. So we'll score it the other way. It will make it look prettier. Okay. So we already scored the duck. That's all you have to do. Now, just want to let you know, for your information, right? Peking duck in America is very different than Peking duck in China. So a lot of tourists have gone to China, they ordered Peking duck, and they expected to get exactly what they get in the States. In the States, it's basically a roast duck, the one hanging. But what they do is they slice it thin with the meat and a slice of skin on top, crispy skin on top. And they serve it on a platter, and basically you take that piece of meat and skin and you stick it in the fluffy little envelope. Then you add the soy sauce, the hoisin sauce, and a stick of scallion, and that's it. Right? The true Peking duck takes hours to make, and so today nobody has time to make true Peking duck. Right? So this is the best solution. But in China, they take pride in all their foods that they make, and truly, Peking duck there is they blow up the chicken, they tie the butt with a a bicycle pump. They pump it up. Obviously, they treated the skin. They pumped it up. They tie it. So basically, if you can imagine the head hanging, the body is already blown up. And then they add hot water, and then they add honey, and they basically hang it up, blown up. So when you hang it up, it's going to dry the skin. And as you dry the skin, all the meat is basically going to condense. So really what you have is truly all the skin, the crispy skin that's done. So they take off the skin, they cut it up in slices, then they stick it in a nice little envelope puff for you to eat. The meat is sauteed with pickled mustard greens, and that's served on the side. And that's a true way of making Peking duck, but it takes hours and even a day or two, right, to get the perfect texture. So who has that time? But in China they do. They're making thousands of Peking ducks a day. Here, it may not be as popular, so they can't afford to make thousands or hundreds and then let it go to waste when a lot of people when there's not a tremendous demand. But I want to show you from our kitchen here, my kitchen, the duck breast is the closest thing we can do to get the flavor of the duck as well as, the texture. All right? So now what we're going to do here is, since the duck is scored, we're going to now put it in the portable grill, and that's right here. And we're going to get a little color to it, a little sear, and we'll do it face down. And we'll shut it. I set the temperature at around 350, right? Basically, we want to get the skin to sear, and then we'll basically put it in the toaster oven to cook, or use this to cook. So you can hear the fat being rendered out of the duck. Now, we're going to prepare the scallion brush. So basically, we'll take the scallion, it's been washed, cut off the end. Now hold it lengthwise, cut it in half, turn it, cut it in half again, and try to cut it again. And basically what you're going to have is like a nice little brush. Okay, then we'll cut it here, and we'll set it aside. And we'll do the same thing. But you have to have a really nice, sharp knife. And the pieces that don't come out that well, basically we just include it into the, with the duck. So cut it down, turn it, cut it down again, cut it down again, cut it down. Okay. And cut it. Cut. This is a fancy way of brushing the hoisin onto the duck. Obviously, you can just take a regular brush and just brush it onto the duck. But I want to give you a little bit of culture. Alright? So we have this here, it's all ready. So we'll take it out, and we want to make sure it doesn't burn. Obviously, the oil is rendering out. We'll flip it over a little bit more. Now, regular Peking duck in China, the only flavor that you have is on the skin. That has honey in it, hoisin, it has 5-spice powder, right? But the rest of the duck, there's really no flavor because it's the skin that's prized. So we treated the skin with 5-spice powder, soy sauce, and Shaoxing wine. So we should get a nice flavor to that, all right? So we'll brush off the dish. We'll lay the brushes on the side here. Now always remember, you got to have a sharp knife. Whether it's a cleaver or whether it's a regular knife, it always has to be sharp. Okay, now, as we're waiting for the duck to cook, and we'll take time, I want to show you what we do with the tortilla. Okay? So we'll cut it right one slice to the middle. And so what we have here is we'll put the duck, the scallion, and some of the hoisin sauce here. We'll fold it over, or we'll put the duck here and the hoisin. We'll fold it over, and then we may add some more scallion here, and then we'll fold it again, and basically you'll have your little pocket. Okay? So you're going to have a lot of duck on this one. You have 1, 2, 3 compartments where you can add a slice of duck. So you have a nice pocket to add a lot of duck, which is so delicious. Okay? Have any questions, let me know. So it's at 350. I would say by 15 minutes we should have a nice so let me show you. Get a nice score so far. A lot of duck oil being rendered. This is 1 duck breast. I would say that it would be good for a party of 2 people. Great for a nice dinner. Simple and easy. So we'll shut it. Then I just want to let you know that all over the world, Chinese food is popular. But each country has a different word that they apply to certain dishes that Americans may not use. So all the dishes I've shown you are basically the American terms used for Chinese dishes. If you are in Australia, the UK, Spain, Italy, and you're interested or in Chinese food, let me know the name that you guys use, and I will prepare it for you, and I will use the correct name, and hopefully as a tag you'll be able to visit me, because all Chinese food is basically the same. It's how it's prepared and how the public loves it. All right. So whereas Mongolian beef is very popular in America. It comes on number one on my list. But in Australia, it's lemon chicken. So I'm going to prepare lemon chicken and use the term that they use and try to cater and bring in some Australian viewers to YouTube. So if you have an idea, let me know. I mean, this is an open forum. I mean, I may show you a couple of dishes, both Chinese American dishes as well as traditional dishes. I would encourage you to try the traditional dishes because it could be just as healthy as American foods. It could be taking a break from American vegetables and meats prepared a different way. So I encourage you to try a combination of everything. And I veer off the beaten path from Asian to Italian. I make Italian pasta, the chicken piccata, chicken masala, the penne pasta, penne vodka pasta with crab meat, which is very delicious. And they're all easy to make. Right? So, we rendered the duck. Now we're going to lower it, and with skin side up, we'll let it cook. All right. So you may want medium rare, you might want medium, or you may want well done. That's really up to you. All right. So I'll be with you in a few minutes, testing the duck, and we'll finally finish it up. Okay. Okay, I'm back. It took about, I would say 35, 40 minutes to put in a toaster oven and bake the duck breast. So I got basically medium to maybe slightly medium rare. I didn't cut the exact center to find out exactly, but I feel pretty comfortable with it because it is considered a red meat. Obviously, Chef Wu can make mistakes. And one of the mistakes is, I tell you about this manufacturer, Lee Gum-Gay. And he was the owner of the Lee Gum-Gay condiment factory. And he makes all these different types of sauces. But I gotta tell you, one of the sauces that I may not go back to him on is the soy sauce. Because the soy sauce that he has is very, very dark. So, obviously, the breast, and not so much dark, but I expected a lighter texture. So when my next visit, when I get new supplies, I will not buy Lee Gum-Gay soy sauce, unless you like the dark soy sauce. All right, this is pretty dark. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we poured out the Lee Gum-Gay hoisin sauce in a little dish. So we'll put the dish on the platter, like that. And we're gonna now cut the breast. Now, how we're gonna cut the breast is fairly easy. You always need a sharp knife, right? And I'm gonna cut at an angle so you get more surface area. And then once I cut it, I'll place it on the platter, and then I'll show you how to actually put it all together. Okay, so just watch. All right, so basically here's the breast. So we're gonna curl our fingers in, show our knuckles, lean the knife against our knuckles at a slight angle. We're gonna go in, forward, all the way, press, give a little pressure, and back. In, down, in, down, forward, down, forward, down. Remember that angle, forward, down. Forward, down. Forward, down. Never lose that angle. Obviously, when you get to the thickness of the duck, it's going to be wider. And I gotta tell you, I'm pretty impressed by medium. You might have to go back and forth a little bit. I'll take a little piece. Delicious. So now, we'll place it on the platter. Not bad. And we'll pour a little bit of the Coppola wine. That's Cabernet Sauvignon. Now, this is how we'll put it together. We have the tortilla. Now, you may want to heat it up a little bit, but you don't really have to. We'll take maybe 2 slices. We'll brush a little hoisin on the duck, and we'll place the scallion on top. We'll fold it over, and we're going to make this a really scrumptious Peking duck. Now we'll take another one, basically brush it like this, just brush it on. If you like more hoisin, add as much as you like. And then we'll fold it. And we add another slice. With another 2 pieces of scallion. And then we'll fold it over. And we'll get another one just for appearance. Take it, cut it halfway, put a piece of duck on one side, put a scallion and the hoisin on another, fold it over, add another piece of duck, and so then we'll cut it again, cut it down, turn it over, cut it again, fold it over, and we'll add another piece. this time, make it easier, we'll just squirt it on. I just wanted to show you how traditionally they would do it with the brush. Hold it over. So what we have here is medium rare Peking duck breast wrapped in a tortilla. So if you've been new to Chef Lucan, our signature performances at the end when I always try my foods. And some have said, well, what if it was bad? Would you really tell us it was bad? Yes, I would. I call it like it is. So here is the Peking duck wrapped in a tortilla. Here it goes. Very good. I taste the 5-spice powder. I do taste the soy sauce and Shaoxing wine. I taste the hoisin sauce and the scallion. Cheers. So, with this, you have the availability of adding 3 sliced pieces of Peking duck. Whereas maybe on the traditional way, you only have 1 piece. So, I mean, you're getting good value here. Listen. Very good. So this is dinner for my daughter and I. She has swim practice tonight. So she needs as much protein and carbohydrates. Well, this video was time-lapse because obviously I had to cook the duck breast, but I didn't want to cook it ahead of time. I wanted to show you actual time. So I had to turn you off and put you back on again. But if you like what you see and you're interested in seeing other new types of dishes that I'll be making, both traditional Chinese as well as Chinese American dishes, I will, just subscribe. That's the way that you'll be notified of my next video. And if you can, if you do like what I say, obviously I'm a little rough around the edges in terms of my presentation, you know, reaching up for the wine and everything like that. I don't have a production staff, obviously, it's just me, myself, and I. Give me a thumbs up. And let me know your comments. And let me know if you are watching from other countries, let me know what your favorites are. And you like to know how to make it, let me know. I'll do a little research and I'll let you know. And the way you're going to find out is subscribe. And summertime's here. So you'll be doing a lot of barbecuing. And condiments, typical barbecue sauce, hot sauce, whatever, but I have a crunchy garlic chili oil relish that you could put on any of your dishes, as well as a spicy organic raw honey. So as long as you have a little salt, the sweetness of the honey, and it's organic, so it's very good for you. It's not processed. I mean, you may find other honeys that are cheaper, but they probably dilute it with other things like fructose and other substitutes. But I'm using raw honey, and obviously only the best for you guys. So that's at chefwucancollection.etsy.com, and my regular website is chefwucan.com. And in that, I'm a restaurant critic and food blogger. So before the pandemic, I had gone to different restaurants and gave my estimation of how I felt with it in terms of price, value, professionalism, in terms of service, and I rated them. So before the pandemic, I didn't spare any words. I just called it like it is. But now, since the pandemic and small business is struggling to get back, I might be a little bit more lenient. But if something does stand out that costs too much, I will let you know. All right, so I hope you like it, and I have other articles in that website, chefwucan.com, and visit me. Let me know what your thoughts are. But I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the Peking duck. In terms of the skin, because I'm using chicken breast, duck breast, I did render a lot of fat. It was a little crispy, but I'm not expecting the traditional crispy skin. Obviously, I'm working within toaster oven, portable grill, so it's almost just as good as the real stuff. You still get that duck flavor and that combination of hoisin sauce, scallion, and the taste of the duck with the 5-spice powder, the Shaoxing wine, and soy sauce does a trick, right? It's shortcuts, but it's just as good. All right, so thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing from you. So tell your friends about me, and if you're from elsewhere around the world and you hear about Chef Wucan, come in, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know your favorite dishes in your region, and I will try to show you how to make it in the easiest way possible. All right, remember, Chef Wucan, you can too. All right, so thank you very much.